All right, good morning, period one. Hopefully you have all settled in. If you're starting this video, that means you've already accomplished two things. You should have already turned in your 1-5 worksheet from yesterday. Make sure your name is on it. And that you have a note sheet that matches what's up on my screen for today. Now, just like when I'm there, make sure that you keep your distractions and you're shouting to a minimum. Stay focused on what we're doing. I'm not going to take a ton of your time, and then you're going to get to work on your online assignment. All right? So today we're going to put together what we've learned this week. Monday, when we raised a power to a power in our book, and then yesterday when we worked with negative exponents. So we have to remember the laws of exponents. Jack, I'm going to say it a whole bunch of times today. Product of powers, meaning you are multiplying. Keep the base and add your exponents. Add your exponents. Quotient of powers means we are dividing. Keep the base and subtract the exponents. When we raise a power to a power, that means we have an exponent on top of another exponent. Keep the base and multiply the exponents. And the biggest thing from yesterday, your answer can never, ever, 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 ever have negative exponents. It will never have negative exponents. So we put everything together. The biggest piece is make sure you write it down correctly off of your screen and that you're showing your work. So many times as Mr. Brees and I have wandered around, your mistake is because you're not writing it down. So if I look at this problem, A, I have to look at it and I have to identify, am I multiplying, am I dividing, or am I raising a power to a power? And in this one, I'm raising a power to a power. Keep the base. What's your base? 6. And I'm going to multiply my exponents. 9 times 2. So my final answer would be 6 to the 18th power. This is what you would show on your scratch paper. I shouldn't say scratch paper, your work paper of what you're going to turn in. Go down the page. B, am I multiplying? Am I dividing? Am I raising a power to a power? Well, I have a power to a power, but I have an exponent on the outside with multiple things on the inside. This is where we got to share that guy. In parentheses, I got to share it with that -2. I got to share it with that b. And I got to share it with that a squared. Now, -2 is a coefficient. It's the number out front. This is your calculator. This is your calculator. Make sure you put it in correctly. Make sure you use parentheses. -2, caret key 5. Don't shout it. Don't shout it. Don't shout it. Everybody take a minute. -2 in parentheses, caret key 5 should give you -32. Now we keep our base. What's our first letter? B. And you need to show me that you're multiplying. But Miss Hoff, there's only only one exponent. What number is really there? Don't forget there's a 1. So we really have 1 times 5. And then we have our base A, 2 times 5. So now we have to multiply. Our final answer would be -32. B to the 5th, A to the 10th. B to the 5th, A to the 10th. One of the other tricksters is making sure that you type it into Alex correctly. Make sure you type it into Alex correctly. If you don't make the exponent and you just put the 5 next to B, it's going to count it wrong. C, ask yourself, am I multiplying? Am I dividing? Am I raising a power to a power? I am dividing because it's a fraction. Keep the base. What's the base? 6. And I need to subtract my exponents. My top one, which is 2, minus the bottom one, which is -7. Now, don't forget, Ms. Hoff is totally fine if you use a calculator. Subtracting a negative, you're really adding, gives you 6 to the 9th power. Now, do you have a negative exponent? Oh, okay, good. Perfect. We don't have a negative exponent. We're good. We just get to leave it like that. Bottom right. Ask yourself, am I multiplying? Am I dividing? Am I raising a power to a power? I am multiplying. Keep the base, W, and add my exponents. -5 plus -8. -5 plus -8 is -13. If you type that into your Alex, it will count it wrong. Why? You cannot have a negative exponent. So remember, we put this over 1. We need to take this group, drag it across the equals bar, or drag it across the fraction bar, and W to the 13th becomes positive. So that one you have to type in as a fraction. Fold your hands and listen to all of my directions. These are 4 examples of what you're going to see. You're going to group what we did on Monday out of your book and yesterday with negative exponents. You all know where the scratch paper, I shouldn't call it scratch paper, the work paper is in the back of the room. You all know my rules that you have to try before you call Mr. Barista over. Okay? If you get done to 100% before the end of the hour, turn your work in, and then you have 2 options. You can, well, 3 options. You can work on other homework, you can read a book, or you can work in your pie chart. You cannot sit and visit. Remember, we are trying to keep our disruption to a minimum. A minimum. Okay, have a solid day. The rest of the hour is yours to work. Go to it.